Super Miners are back with the Electro Boots of the Royal Champion, and today I'm going to show you how you can execute this attack perfectly. So let's dive in and see this video. Alright, here we are on the first attack, and you can see this base right here from myself, kind of fully maxed base. Of course, not all supercharges on this account, but still, I wanted to showcase that the strategy is super good even against maxed bases. So it's always gonna start with that RC walk. Now one thing you need to do is to be dropping that RC with that haze spell and the Electro Boots, and of course you have the Fox on this kind of approaches, because obviously if you run the Fox and you run the Rocket Spear, it's gonna be tougher, because then your Rocket Spear RC will stay back and the Fox will go forward, so it's gonna take some damage. But guys, I want you to remember the way we recall the RC and the HP she's gonna be on. It was a bit red, so it's really low on HP. Now the rest of the attack is quite simple. You go with the Siege Barracks on the opposite side of where you started the RC, kind of funnel the P.E.K.K.A.s and everything, and then you go with the Wall Breaker to help your queen get in the base with your Super Miners, Warden, the Mini Warden, more Hogs, and of course your recall Royal Champion. Now this is where I told you, remember the HP, because look at how crazy this RC will stay alive with the Healing Tome, and also with the Electro Boots. She's gonna be gaining back the HP really quickly once I pop the Warden ability. Now once you're diving into the Rage Tower or enemy heavy defenses, go with your own Rage spell and go with the Warden Eternal Tome, and look how crushing we are going through the base. I popped the Spiky Ball to help out funnel everything to the Town Hall. That's what we are going to do. One freeze just to get everything kind of just be smooth and ready to go after the Town Hall onto more damage. And look at how beautiful the King and Queen on the outside will do for you. And this is where sometimes you can have the Queen and the King to the outside, and sometimes, as you saw, the Queen could eventually go and help the King to the outside. It doesn't matter that much, but mainly your main army, the Super Miners, Hogs, and the RC with the Warden, you want them to be in the base. If there is a big compartment like this one, you kind of want the Queen as well in case there is a heavy CC or heavy damages. But as you saw, absolutely crushing this base. Let's move on to our next attack. Here we are, and I've started the RC on the left hand side on this base. Now what I wanted is to RC for them to kind of go to the core, right? That's what you usually want. But if there is no path to the core, it's fine. Don't just force your RC, right? And here is where you can see, if you have the Rocket Spear, you can see how RC is getting a bit harder to control. So I wanted to give you the examples of it. Now the RC will walk forward, and as you saw again, it's all because of that Rocket Spear, how we messed up our plannings. But now I'm trying to get this RC to go around that, Fire Spitter. If she goes not to the core, it's still fine. As I told you, you don't need the RC to go to the core. You have the main army. I wanted to get this scatter shot, but I was like, you know what, we're just gonna recall and let's look at the rest of the attack. I'm going with a Flame Flinger late for that side of the base. It's gonna kind of be at the end of the attack. It's gonna help us really good. But King and Queen on the outside, we do have everything going forward. Now here is where you have to kind of just drop the Hogs slightly later. I'm going with the early heal because of this, Fire Spitter and the Inferno Tower, freeze for the Rage Tower. Then I'm going with the Hogs just to be able to get everything together and not the Hogs going and dying too early. The Miners have so much HP. Now again, we're moving into the damage. Rage, Warden ability, poison for the Clan Castle troops, and look at my King and Queen to the outside, just like a dragon attack, just like a Hydra in the air. You can see how we King and Queen on the outside will help you out a lot. If you don't have the magic mirror upgraded, or even you don't have it on your account, go with the giant arrow, pop the giant arrow at the beginning, get those healers behind the Queen, and you can see the super minions helping us out. And guys, the RC started this attack with a beautiful funnel, and she's the one at the very end to clutch and everything, just completely wreck this base. If the CC comes out, ground skellies, anything, this RC Electro Boots is gonna absolutely go through it. Now I know my Electro Boots is level 27, but if you even have a level 10 Electro Boots, even less, literally you don't even have to upgrade it that much. You can literally run the exact same strategy. You're just gonna get less HP from those generation HP from your RC, and of course the damage is not going to be the same, but still the strategy will work out quite well for you on every single attack, 4 attacks and CWO. But let's move on to the third attack. Here we are on the last attack and starting the RC on the left hand side, and we have a very toxic double rage setup. So you can already see how crazy this is. I wanted to showcase this method of diving into the base, and you can again see like the rocket spare. If you're running it with the Fox, it's gonna be again tough to control. But I wanted to show you that even with running those invisibilities early, even with the messy RC walk, some of you may not be able to control the RC that good. Some of you may be the first time using the Electro Boots. So I wanted to show you these methods of using her, even though it's not gonna be the most perfect method to use, but you can see how it's gonna be crushing. Okay, so RC, I'm gonna recall her, and you can see now what we're gonna do is to drop the super miners on the left hand side with the warden, basically starting our army, the siege barracks on the top side. Because we do have quite a bit of area damage here with the monolith, I'm going with king and queen with the help of the siege barracks to get everything funneled so we can get to the core with our main army. I do have a wall breaker in case my king wants to also join the force in the core, but it doesn't matter if he doesn't. Going with the late hogs, you can see with the super miners, rage tower goes off. I'm going with the early heal, and of course that rage of my own with the warden ability, going through this clan castle with the electro boots like it's nothing. If it's ice golem, you're not gonna be stuck that much, trust me, it's still gonna be fine. It's just a matter of getting the core down, and you will always do that. Now one thing I'm gonna tell you is, if you're new to the RC walk, there's two things you can do. First is like the first approach, so you can go ahead with that haste vial and the Fox combination with the exact same amount of invisibilities. If you are again new, you can go, and for example some of you don't have the haste vial upgraded, which I doubt, but don't worry about the rocket spare. Okay, you can go ahead with the Fox if you want to take the rocket spare, for example, in any case if you don't have the haste vial upgraded. But if you don't have the rocket spare upgraded, that is even better. Go with that, haste vial and the Fox combination. It's easier to control, and it's way like I would say hardcore on some of the bases. It's just in general easier. But if you want to go with rocket spare, take the Phoenix because it's good. You can shoot from further away. Once the RC goes forward, you can keep making her invisible, and that's how you can actually crush those bases from the startup, recall the RC and give her back to the army. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and the way these super minor approaches are coming back, this is going to be Bodia's strategy, and well, obviously I really wanted to do a video on it, so hopefully you guys again enjoyed this. Come back on the Blueprint channel for more. See you soon, take care and peace.